Hello everyone, here's your weather hazard briefing for Friday, June 10th. Showers and thunderstorms on the increase, especially as we get into Sunday and Monday. The initial round will come through up north later on today, spreading slowly south and eastward on Saturday, but not too far. Out ahead of that, it's going to be breezy through the early part of next week. The strongest winds will be tomorrow, and then as the main low comes through Monday into Tuesday. With that low coming through, it's going to be cooler, it's going to be rainy, a little bit of high elevation snow, some thunderstorms. Also, if you're up north, you stand to see a pretty good chance of moisture falling, especially up in the higher elevations, but as we've seen this spring, we go from a very cool pattern to at least a very brief warm and dry pattern here across central and eastern Idaho. On the satellite, you can see a little bit of high cloud cover moving through, high pressure over us, but you already see the beginnings of that next storm moving in. The ridge over us shifts to the east quickly today and tomorrow, and then we start to see those changes coming through the weekend. Looking at the weather risk outlook matrix, we don't have much going on the next couple of days. We've highlighted the Wood River area simply because of the minor flooding that's occurring in a few spots along the Big Wood River. Otherwise, that trend will continue with the crest coming by Monday into Tuesday. We're still not expecting it to get into minor flood stage, just in action stage, where we continue to see a few spots with some minor flooding going on. Going through the weekend, there's that chance of showers and thunderstorms going into Sunday and Monday. We continue to highlight the highlands, the eastern highlands, and the central mountains, even though outside of the area where we talked about the minor flooding on the Big Wood, there will be some quick rises on some of our rivers and streams there as well. It will remain breezy, especially across the Snake Plain and the Magic Valley through this entire event. Going ahead and looking at where things are probably going to be headed over the next 24 hours or so, not much going on during the day today. We might see some afternoon cloud development. Maybe up around the Montana border there might be a stray shower or a storm, but most likely this will be virga, which is that you see the rain evaporating before it hitting the ground and really not doing much other than maybe a quick gust of wind. Not much going across the central mountains as well. Again, might be a couple of patches of virga moving through that area. By late this afternoon, this evening, a small chance of showers and thunderstorms, again, mainly in southwest Montana, also north of Salmon back into central and west central Idaho. As we go through tonight, you'll see the first main batch pushing north of Salmon with some showers and a few thunderstorms, maybe sticking down to around Chalice, but most likely staying away from Stanley and Chalice and up to the north and to the northwest the overnight hours. As we go into tomorrow, we'll start to see a gradual shift to the south and to the east of showers and thunderstorms. The central mountains will see it first tomorrow morning. And then as we go into late tomorrow morning, early afternoon, some development along the Montana border, Island Park, over towards Lone Pine as well. As we go into the afternoon hours, that's where the bulk of the moisture will fall. We may see it trying to push down later in the day, maybe to Idaho Falls, down towards Palisades, over to around Haley and Sun Valley, but most of the precipitation will be into the farther north in the central mountains and along the Montana border as well. There might be a stray shower as we head in the afternoon farther south than that, but again, with it a little bit drier, that most likely will be in the form of virga with little to no precipitation, or likely no precipitation falling. We will see thunderstorms across the north tomorrow, and we will see it being breezy as well. And some of these thunderstorms tomorrow may produce a little bit of small hail, but we're not expecting any severe weather, it looks like, at this particular time. Heading back to the forecast, those winds this afternoon across the Arco Desert, some of those gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour, also along the ridge tops up into the central mountains. Highs today, this likely is going to be the warmest day except down around the Utah border. Plenty of mid to upper 80s. The possibility of seeing 90 has gone way down, even down along the Utah border for tomorrow. So it looks like 90-degree temperatures. Any real risk of that is almost gone away completely. But still, plenty of warm conditions across the area today for heading into the mountains, 60s and 70s for this afternoon. There's those winds tomorrow, a little more widespread, gusts 35 to 40 across the Arco Desert area, also the ridge tops in the central mountains. Those winds get a little bit stronger, especially across portions of the Arco Desert, but mainly into the central mountains, where some of those ridgetop winds in excess of 40 miles per hour in terms of gusts late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. There's the cooler weather with the clouds and precipitation shifting southward. Still right around 88 to 89 degrees. I guess maybe we could eke out 90 around Preston and Holbrook. The percentage of seeing that, the possibility, it was well above 60%. Now it's about 40 to 50% for tomorrow. But still running above normal, especially out ahead of that cloud cover and the precipitation moving in. Going into Sunday, we continue to drop temperatures off. 70s and 80s over the Snake Plain onto the south. 60s and 70s in the lower elevations of the central mountains. 40s and 50s in the mountains. And Monday, some folks will not get out of the mid to upper 50s across the lower elevations. It'll be in the 30s and 40s across the central mountains. And Tuesday, just a brief warm-up, not coming up too much, within a degree or two of Monday. Now, looking at precipitation amounts coming our way, this is for today. Again, up around Lost Trail Pass, across the breaks, a couple of hundreds, not out of the question, but mainly not much falling out of the sky with that. This is for tomorrow. Expecting just a few hundredths around the Island Park area, the Centennials. We might eke out just over a tenth along the border there. The higher amounts of precipitation for tomorrow will be around Salmon up to the north through the Salmon Breaks up along the Montana border towards Lost Trail, and certainly up into the Panhandle where we could see between a quarter and a tenth and a quarter of an inch in a few spots. So, and with our event coming Sunday and Monday, these are still some early numbers. We're going to see this graphic change, these amounts change as we start to see that area of low pressure moving in. But you can see the farther south you go, the less likely you're going to see some impactful rainfall across the area. A few spots across the Snake Plain, a quarter to a half an inch, but you get down into the South Hills, the Southeast Highlands, down in the Magic Valley. Some places will barely eke out over a tenth of an inch of moisture, and this is over 48 hours. You head into the Central Mountains, you can see some of the higher elevations seeing around an inch or more. We might see a few spots between 1.5 to 2 inches across the Sawtooth. Also up around the Island Park area and the higher elevations. You know, we've been showing you some of these probability forecasts in terms of moisture falling the past few days. You'll notice this is, again, that period from Sunday morning through Monday night, early Tuesday morning. The probability of seeing over an inch, and you saw those areas on that map ahead I showed you just before, some of these percentages exceeding 1 inch. Exceeding 4 is going to be greater than 40%, in some places 50 to 60%, and that's a pretty good indication those amounts are not that far off. Again, it's not a zero chance. If it's a zero chance, we wouldn't be putting that in the forecast most likely. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen or it may or may not happen. It just depends how this thing goes as we watch this storm track. Now, we showed you a couple of spots with 2 inches or more. You'll notice it's a non-zero chance. That means it could happen. It's not necessarily the most likely thing, but sometimes with these events, the least percentage amounts when you see in our forecast, when we talk about these probability forecasts, you see something that's only a 5 or 10% chance in these more extreme events, they actually do end up happening. So again, up around the Sawtooth, we're talking around 10 to 15%. Also up around Sawtell Peak there north of Island Park as well. Once again, we continue to watch for an increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly across Limhi County today, maybe up around Island Park. That chance gradually shifts southward tomorrow. It'll be breezy, but as we head into Sunday and Monday, much cooler conditions. We talked about the high mountain snow. Snow levels dropping enough that we might see an inch or two above 7,500 feet, but at this point, that's really not looking like to be an impact, so we really didn't touch on that in the forecast for today. Otherwise, a good chance of moisture falling in the Central Mountains and up around the Island Park and the Centennials, and then we start to warm up again by the middle of next week. Have a great day, and do stay safe out there, everyone.